Hello, this is the tutorial on how to play the new game, The Greenhouse. If you'd like to play in an upcoming game, look in the description below and see if we have any signups. This game has a lot of moving pieces, but we promise you'll get the hang of it as we go. The first half of the game has this basic format. First, at the start of every round, players compete in the Greenhouse Challenge. This ranks the players from first to last, and the top 3 players enter the greenhouse. The players in the greenhouse will earn powers and will negotiate between each other on who gets what power. Some players will eventually be nominated for banishment from the game, and players have the ability to earn seeds, which is the in-game currency. These are the 3 powers that the players in the greenhouse could potentially get. The sunflower allows a player to nominate 2 players for banishment. Both of the players that the sunflower nominates receive a seed. The rose nominates only 1 player for banishment, and in the event of a tie vote, the rose breaks the tie. And lastly, during the elimination vote, the tulip gets to block 2 players from voting. However, those votes are not completely gone. A player whose vote is blocked gets to bank that vote for future use at any potential vote. So, how do these powers get distributed? Well, it works kind of like a white elephant game. The 3rd place finisher in the Greenhouse Challenge can take whichever power they want. Then the 2nd place finisher could either choose a new power or steal from the 3rd place finisher. If stolen from, a player must select a power that has not been selected yet. After the 2nd place finisher claims or steals, the 1st place finisher will have the same opportunity. All players in the Greenhouse are safe from elimination. After the powers are distributed for the week, non-greenhouse players are allowed to compete in the immunity or seed competition. Every player chooses which competition they will take part in. The winner of immunity cannot be evicted, and the winner of the seed competition gets 2 seeds. After the immunity and seed competition and some time to talk, the sunflower and the rose each nominate their players for banishment. The sunflower nominates first, and then the rose nominates. The 3 nominees will have some time to campaign for themselves, and then there will be a vote to evict. The sunflower and the rose do not vote to evict. During the eviction vote, the tulip must choose 2 players to block from voting. Those votes will then be banked for future use. Banked votes cannot be traded. Once the votes are counted, the player with the most votes is eliminated from the game. And that summarizes the pre-jury portion of the greenhouse. So now let's talk about the in-game currency, seeds. Players can earn seeds by finding them around the game area, winning the seed challenge, being nominated by the sunflower. A player can trade in 2 banked votes for 1 seed, and also seeds can be traded between players. The seed shop can be accessed at any point during the game. Every item except seed count and drought function like an auction. 1 player can offer the starting price, this will be announced to all players, and then any players with other seeds could potentially up the bid. For 1 seed, a player could buy seed count, which gives them a complete view of the game board with who has how many seeds and what powers people have. Uproot can only be purchased after nominations have been named. A player who successfully buys Uproot could choose to remove one of the nominees from the chopping block. This will leave only 2 nominees on the block to be voted against. Uproot must be used within the round that it is purchased. However, someone who buys Uproot does not have to play it, so it is possible to buy it just to block someone else from buying it. The power of Drought costs 5 seeds, and whenever this is purchased, everyone who holds a banked vote must play it at the next eviction, and the role of Tulip is removed from the rest of the season. The green thumb can be purchased at a starting price of 4 seeds. A player who holds a green thumb can swap places with the player of their choice who is in the greenhouse. It must be played directly after the greenhouse challenge, and there can only be 1 green thumb active in the game at a time. Lastly, there is the Venus Flytrap. This is the most dangerous power in the game. At a starting price of 10 coins, the person who buys the Venus Flytrap can eliminate the player of their choice from the game immediately. This power can only be used once throughout the entire season, so be ready to race for it. The shop stays open until there are 4 players left in the game. The jury phase of the game begins with a daisy chain elimination. The eliminated player from the round before will choose 1 player to be safe from elimination. That player will save 1 player, and the player who is saved will save another player, and the chain will continue until one person is left unsaved. That player will be the first nominee for Banishment. All hope is not lost, however, because this first nominee will get to choose any player besides the first person in the chain to face off against in a vote to evict. After the daisy chain elimination, we return to the normal format. However, only the rose and the sunflower are available in the greenhouse. Players can only compete in the seed competition, and immunity is no more. Also, the sunflower only nominates one player. If uproot is used during any round after the final 10, a replacement nominee must be named by the sunflower or the rose. At the final 5, there is another daisy chain elimination. If someone buys uproot during the final 5, then the remaining nominee must choose someone to face off against. Remember, uproot can only be purchased once per round. The final 4 will then enter the greenhouse for one last negotiation. The final 4 must vote for someone to receive final immunity. Players get 1 vote and can also use their banked votes. In addition, they can trade in any remaining seeds they have for additional votes. Players cannot vote for themselves, but they are allowed to trade seeds around. As always, banked votes cannot be traded. The player who is voted to receive final immunity must cast the sole vote to eliminate the final player from the game. Then, the last 3 players remaining will face a jury of 7 who will then crown the winner of the greenhouse. So, that's the complete description of how the greenhouse works. It's a complicated game, but all of our simulations of the format have been extremely fun. We look forward to having new players.